Okay, so let's go. Welcome everybody. My name is Véronique Moncada. I will be the moderator of this webinar. We will be together a little hour. We will present you things, then we will have a lot of time at the end of this webinar to answer your questions. Questions can be general or also specific to your situation. And as far as you can answer, we will try to give you all the information you need. So today we are going to hear Julien Fade. Julien is the co-director of the Smart Master. Then we will hear two students, so Bodwell and Christelle. And then Chiara will explain you everything about the application process. So the agenda of today, so Julien Fade will present you the school, Central Méditerranée, and this specific master in bioengineering. Then Bodwell will present you his experience in Central Marseille and student life. And Christelle also will talk to you about her experience and why this program is a career booster. Then Chiara will explain you everything you know to apply to this program. Before we begin, because you are coming from all over the world, where we are in France, and we are in the south of France, so near the Mediterranean area. And it's a very strategic position in Europe. We are in the middle of the world and in the middle of the Mediterranean world. We are 3 hours from Paris by TGV, so the high-speed train, so it's very convenient. And Marseille is the second town in France after Paris, and the oldest one, created 2,600 years before. And there is a big heritage of tourism industry also, and you will learn what is the life there with the sun, because this is one of the city in France that has the most day of sun. So let me call Julien. So Julien will present you the school and the program. So Julien, it's your turn.
Yes, thank you very much, Véronique. Hello to everyone. I hope you are hearing me well. So I'm Julien Fade. I'm a teacher and researcher at the Central Méditerranée School, and I'm in charge of the biomedical track of this master in complex system engineering. So I am a researcher in optics and optics for biomedical diagnosis and biophotonics in general. And I am also a teacher at Central. I'm teaching, of course, of general physics, optics, and signal image processing, etc. Okay, so I've been heading this program for 2 years now, and so our school is called the Central Méditerranée School. So it's a school which is located in Marseille and Nice. So on the southern shore of France, on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea. And we belong to a group of engineering schools in France and also abroad. There are 5 main French schools in 5 big cities in France. And in addition, there are 3 additional central schools in 3 countries: Morocco, in Casablanca, India, in Mahindra, and Pekin in China. And the idea, the main philosophy of this engineering schools, it's to provide a high level and broad scientific and technical knowledge without too much specialization of the students, so that they get some global vision and they have an open-minded brain to tackle problems of our engineering world, of course. And so this requires usually a strong background in maths, physics, and chemistry. But they have during 3 years, the students are taught, of course, science and technical knowledge, but also economics, management, team management, project management, etc. With a lot of links with industry, with a lot of projects internships, and etc. And also some international mobility for these engineering students. Okay, so maybe in the next slide, I will probably, yeah, so a couple of words about our school. So it's been created in 20 years ago, but it was a very old engineering school in Marseille, and it's been a central school since 20 years. So there are, each year we are housing almost 1,000 engineering students, so mainly French students, but with almost 15% of foreign students in this engineering program. Okay, and in addition, there are more or less about 40 to 50 PhD students, which pursue their studies in PhD in our labs. The school has about 100 permanent academic staff and about 90 administrative and technical staff, but also a lot of visiting lecturers, specialized lecturers coming from mainly from industry, but also research agencies in France, etc. And we have also, which is really important, we have 7 labs which are associated to the school and to which belong the academic staff. And these labs gather something about 400 researchers. And so we are doing world-class research in different domains: mathematics, economy, physics, mechanics, chemistry, etc. So this is one of the strong assets of the school, is to have a very good research and teachers who are involved in the research at the highest level. And also it's a international school, because we are gathering, even if most of the students, engineering students, are French, but we are gathering 25 nationalities on the campus. And since recently, we have now 2 campuses, one in the historical campus in Marseille, and a new one which is in Nice, in another city in the southern France. So you have a quick overview of the Marseille campus on the left, and the very recent campus in Nice. We have some space at the second floor of this building in Nice on the right-hand side. Okay.
Just 1 minute. There is one participant who can't hear us, so
probably the other can. Otherwise, I would.
Voilà, c'est pour ça.
Any messages?
Okay. Maybe it's because je n'ai jamais utilisé l'app Zoom. Normalement, est-ce que les autres participants peuvent nous entendre?
Yes, yes.
Oui, d'accord. Donc, Ahmed, tu as juste peut-être ton casque ou le son de l'ordinateur qui n'est pas activé. Excuse-moi, Julien.
Okay. So maybe we can move on to the next slide. Yeah, thank you. So we have also a school which we are a school which has a lot of international partners. We have something like 82 agreements with the higher education institutions or universities and schools. And in particular, we are like leading this RMEIM, which is the Mediterranean Network of Engineering and Management Schools, and this is led from Marseille, from our school. So we have many agreements with these schools all around the Mediterranean seashore. So yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. So our school, I hope you see my mouse, but I'm not sure because I'm not sharing. But no, you don't see my mouse. But if you look at this diagram, you see that there is a engineering cycle, which is the top blue rectangle. So this is the track which is followed by usually the French students who come from the preparation schools 2 years after after the high school. So they get into our school for the 3-year program, and at the end they are engineer. In France, they have a title of diploma of an engineer, with which they can go to the job market, or they can do some research in a PhD. Now, recently, our school has opened a bachelor program, which is a 3-year program for undergraduate students. But today we are talking about this blue rectangle here, which is called the MSCT, so the Masters in Science and Technology. CSE means Complex Systems Engineering, in which we have several tracks, one in environment, one in biomedical engineering. And this master gathers something like more or less 25 to 30 students. And the idea is to recruit students after 3 years after graduation from the high school, with typically a bachelor level. And the idea is to give you a specialized training in biomedical engineering today, and we're talking about this, which will allow you to get not an engineering diploma, but a master, a French recognized, nationally recognized, and European master in complex system engineering and in biomedical engineering. So you will end up after 2 years with a master, which will allow you to go to the job market, of course, but also to integrate a PhD program for 3 additional years and to finish with a PhD. Okay. So we have a couple of graduate programs at this level of 4th and 5th year after the high school graduation. So today we are talking about the first of this list is the Master of Science and Technology in Complex System Engineering. So we are talking today about the biomedical track, but we also have some other co-accredited masters with the Aix-Marseille University, which is the big university which is close to us in Marseille. So we have many links you see with research, as I told you, in maths, economy, chemistry, physics, and bioengineering. Okay, we also have a couple of double degrees in economy, management, etc. Okay, so I already told you this, but it is really important for me, so I will insist on this. We have a very good research environment in the school with many labs which are associated. We have 7 labs which are really, like say, belong to the school, or so the school is part of these labs. So we have 3 mechanics labs, 1 lab in maths, 1 lab in chemistry, 1 lab in physics, which is my lab actually, Institut Fresnel, lab in optics mainly, optics, electromagnetism, and image processing. Then there is a lab in economy, a lab in computer science, and another lab in signal processing, information technology system, nano materials, etc., which are associated labs. Okay. We also have a huge corporate relations close to Marseille, in Provence, which is the region close to Marseille. So in Provence, you have many. You have a few big companies like Airbus helicopters, which is part of the Airbus industry you probably know. You have EDF, is Electricity of France, a big company also. Bertin Technologies is a company in instruments. ST Microelectronics on the left is the biggest European company in semiconductors. AXA is an insurance. DCNS is for ship buildings and defense. Okay. And in France, more globally, we have a couple of big partners like Air France or Mazars, which is Altran, etc. Okay. So now I would like to present you the master. So the idea is to train you, as I told you, to train you in a specialized area, which is the biomedical engineering area. But we would like to, that's the originality of this master, is to keep this, as I told you, this idea of central school, which is quite general, so broad-minded. So the idea is to give you training in many domains of the biomedical engineering, which is a huge domain, of course. But in this domain, we will train you to be open-minded and quite multidisciplinary, get a multidisciplinary expertise in this biomedical domain. So this belongs to, yeah, can you go back to the first slide? Say, this belongs to the complex systems engineering master, because of course life and biology is by essence a complex systems, meaning that there are many parts, many scales which are intertwined, which are related together. And to understand the global behavior of this organism, of a living organism, you need to understand at each scale the organization of this body, of the organs, of the cells, of the tissues, and inside the cells of the chemistry or biological processes which occur. So this require an open-minded, and that's our goal. Okay, to give you this overview. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so this program requires quite a good background in science and engineering, because that's our purpose. It's to give you a very good level in sciences, physics, biology, a little bit of biology, a little bit of chemistry, and a lot of background in engineering with mechanics, image processing, data management, etc. So as I told you, this is a master's program, which is accredited by the French higher education. So you will end up with a master's from the French government, which is also recognized by the European Union. So this training will contain actually two diplomas, which are linked together. The one is the national master's degree, and the other one is the Central Méditerranée diploma, which will certify your skills in all what we call the soft skills, and all the project management, the language teaching you will have, the project handling, and all that we call we call that training in the school. It's specific weeks which are dedicated to give you openings in given topics. Okay. So this is a pretty intense master. I don't want to scare you, but it's a very interesting and intense master, because we are offering, if you look at the number of hours, it's almost, yeah, it's very dense, but it's really interesting, because you see almost half of the time is dedicated to scientific courses. So it's about 300 hours per year. On top of which you have to add all these soft skills, which means project management, communication, team management, change management, etc. Also a lot of projects and seminars, which are this yellow sector, and also some language. So you can learn English if you're not good at English, but you can learn French mainly. Or if you're already good at French and English, you can learn Spanish or whatever. So that we have a couple of language teacher. And so it's a full-time master's. We offer 2 years of training, M1 plus M2. Some of you could also integrate directly in M2 if you already have a master's degree. And depending on your background, we will evaluate that. And it's 100% taught in English. And what is the very good, one of the very strongest set of this master is, on top of this, all these hours of teaching, you have a lot of internship experiences. So this is very interesting to give you an overview of what happens in labs and in companies. So this is an overview of the schedule of this master. So starting in September in year 1, you have 3 months, about 2 or 3 months of courses. And then we quickly have you go into labs. So this is the December-January laboratory experience. So Bodwell can tell you a word about this later, because he just finished his first internship in this winter internship in M1. Then there is a second semester between March to February to June, and then a 2 months internship at the end of the year 1, which will allow you to graduate the Master 1. And then the Master 2 is organized differently. Master 2, you have a big semester of teaching starting from September to March, and then a 6-month final internship, which will also consist of your master thesis. Okay. And in September, you will defend your final master thesis and get full graduation from this master's M2. Okay, so this is an overview of the program, but I encourage you to go to this address. You probably will have access to the slides, so you will get this address. This is the kind of wiki page, which will give you the list of all the courses, and you can click on each item and get a few more details. But can you go back on the first year? Just to give you a quick overview, in the first year, the first semester, the first period, September to November, is dedicated to orthopaedics. You have a couple of general courses in wave propagation, transport phenomena, computer science, engineering in biological systems. It's just to give all the students the same basis, because you're coming from many, many different countries and many different tracks. So after this orthopaedics, you go to the winter internship, and then you enter the second semester in which you have a specialized semester along with French students from the school. This is interesting because you will be gathered with the students from the engineering school on the second semester. And it's a semester dedicated to bioengineering, of course, in which you will have some a little bit of chemistry, biology, a little bit of biomechanics. What do we call this? Biomedical photonics, biophotonics, so use of optics to make diagnosis or images, image processing, data management, data processing, okay? And in the second year, you have pretty much the same, but more specialized. You have a specialized course in biomechanics, one in advanced imaging, quite intense course in computer science and numerical modeling, advanced image processing also, mechanics, integrated design, and advanced materials, and also a course in sensors and biomedical monitoring. Okay, on top of that, you have, as I told you, all these soft skills courses, training courses, and language courses. We also have a competency approach. So it's not only a collection of knowledge, but we will provide you with the skills and competencies that will be useful for your work. So very quickly, you have a first block in how to behave in R&D, research and development. So it's all the scientific and technical innovation. The second block is about complexity, how to handle complexity, problem solving, etc. The third one is how to manage to handle specialized tools. So this will also comprise training in many, many different softwares, mechanics, or not only. And the last competency block is about project and team management, more about how to behave, how to handle a project or a team. Okay, so this is the detail of this last block. This is really important. We put an emphasis on it because throughout all the activities of the master, it will be very important. We will look at your behavior, your commitment, and your sense of responsibility. We try to have you involved in the organization of the courses and just to help us to organize things and to participate to. And this is usually very interesting. Maybe Bodwell can give you a few words about the last year. This year, sorry, in December, there was a 2-day training in Nice. We've been visiting very nice places, and all the students were involved, and this is really important to behave as a team. Okay, so very quickly, that was a quick, just to make a little bit of science, a quick example of a project, which is not my project, but it's one of the projects in my team of one of my colleagues. So I borrowed it from her, just to show you how a difficult project can be solved by gathering many, many, many different skills. And that's why it's important to have an open mind and to be able to understand each of these parts. So this is an example of how to treat glioblastoma. Glioblastoma is very bad brain tumors. And so they've been working on mice on which they can inject a tumor and grow a tumor. And the idea is to use a technique to image the tumor and also to get some what we call the phototherapy. So the idea is to induce a thermal increase in the tumor to kill it just by heating it. And how do you want to heat it? You will heat it by putting light on it. So you will focus a laser in it, which will increase the temperature of the tumor and finally kill the cells of the tumor. But to do that is very difficult because you need to, there is some engineering of acoustics and optics because you need to open the encephalic blood barrier using ultrasound and cavitation of bubbles in the brain. So then when it's open, you have some nanotechnology, because they've been using gold nanoparticles, which have been designed in another lab in France, which is injected in the mice, which goes and migrates to the tumor. And once this is done, you can use your laser to shine light on the tumor and heat these nanoparticles, which will heat the tumor, and the tumor will be killed. But in addition, you can use what we call an acoustic phototransducer, an acoustic transducer, like you have in echography, and you can hear the sound which is created by the light which is hitting the tumor. So you will couple light and sound, and by hearing the sound and recording the sound and analyzing the signal, you can get an information about, first, localization of the tumor. You can have an image of where it is. And also on top of that, you can have a guess of the temperature increase. So it's very interesting, because with the light and the sound, you can at the same time remotely measure and control the increase of the temperature increase, and do the deposit the correct amount of light. Just a good example to show you, in this project, you needed to have chemists for the nanoparticles, people from biology, of course, optics, acoustics, signal processing, image reconstruction. So it's huge project, but with many different people and skills. So that's really interesting. And that's what we want to, maybe not at this level, because this is deep research, intense research, but just an example of how is it important to get a very wide training in this domain. Okay, on top of that, we try to have you visit the real world. When I say real world, is we try to have you meet people from the industry, so engineers, researchers. We also have you visit many R&D tools with a lot of clinical visits, and so we have a lot of partnerships in Marseille. So we try to have you visit this is an example. This is a map of Marseille. So Central School is here on the top right of the figure, but you see all the yellow dots corresponds to partners we have, which are industries, our labs, our companies, our platforms. Marseille is a very rich place for biomedical things. So can you go back, please? So you have many, if you look, you have companies like Siemens Cure, which are doing heart diseases. INT, it's neuroscience. EFS, it's a blood institute. Sanofi, you know that. Cerimed is the place for imaging. A lot of partners we have on very different domains. Okay, and on top of that, all these partners can have you as interns in laboratories. So you can do some physics imaging in Fresnel. You can do some biofluids at IRFE. You can understand some the movements at the Institut des Sciences du Mouvement, Movement Lab. And in companies, you can go. One of our students will start to apply what she learned into the semiconductor industry, etc. Okay. So just an overview of this year's promotions. We have 14 students in total, 5 women and 9 men. The average age is 27 years old. We have 9 nationalities today, and a lot of different academic backgrounds. Of course, a lot of biomedical engineering, but also mechatronics, industrial engineering, therapeutic radiography, etc.
So thank you so much, Julien, for this very interesting presentation. Just a word for the participants. We will send you the slides of this webinar because it's so rich and very important to continue to learn about it. So you will have everything after the webinar. So once time again, Julien, thank you very much. It's a very wide topic you try to explain in a very few time. It's very fascinating, this field. So thank you very much about the presentation of the school and the program. And now we are going to... Yes, thank you, Julien. Now we are going to hear Bodwell. He's going to present himself and share his experience in Central Marseille, Mediterranean.
Thank you, Madame Veronique, for giving me the floor. Hello, everyone. My name is Bodwell Melongi from Cameroon, and I'm currently an M1 student in Central Mediterranean. So I will start by talking about my academic path, which is from 2017 to 2020. I obtained a bachelor's in science in maintenance of biomedical equipment. And later on, from 2020 to 2022, a master in science in biomedical engineering. All of that at Université de Montagne in Cameroon. Then from there, I applied and I was picked as a student here at Central Mediterranean, where I am currently an M1 student in complex systems engineering, and especially biomedical track. And our head of masters is Mr. Julien, who just presented the masters a few seconds ago. So I am passionate and I like combining technology with healthcare, and I enjoy working in the biomedical engineering. My goal is to develop innovative ideas to improve medical treatments and make patients feel better. And this is an uprising field in my country, Cameroon. And I know from what I've experienced so far that with Central Mediterranean, I will achieve my other projects, which are to bring a little of what I know in order to help and develop the healthcare system in Cameroon when I will go back after gaining my much more experience here. So why did I choose the program? It's because the program is very interdisciplinary. You can find subjects like biomechanics, you have biochemistry, you have medical imaging. In fact, almost all, if not all the topics in biomedical engineering are being talked about here at Central. The programs are being taught by experts from all domains. We have renowned professors, doctors, engineers around Marseille and the world who come to lecture classes, and the possibility to do several internships also was a plus, which made me to apply for this master's. As Mr. Julien said, I'm just from completing my winter internship, which I did at Laboratoire Fresnel, which is the lab to which he belongs, where I did photoacoustic image reconstruction, which is a technique which is based on the measurement of optical absorption. And at the last, I would say the career versatility of the program too was a huge boost, because at the end, as he said, with the broad knowledge given to students, you can find yourself working either in biomechanics, in medical imaging, and all other fields in biomedical engineering you can think about. Talking about the non-pedagogical aspects of in Central Mediterranean, we carried out many visits since we've been here at Central, by visiting, first of all, a water plant, water production plant, where everything was explained to us about how water has been assessed in all the cities, how it's been processed and distributed. Secondly, we had a visit to Nice during last December, where we visited many facilities and ended up at the Imre Center, in which we had a few courses on artificial intelligence and 3D smart cities visualization, where the city reconstructions of Nice and even Marseille were done, and all the parameters which were supposed to be taken into account explained to us in details. So I can say life at Central Mediterranean is pretty much good. Before coming, I had small apprehensions, but since I'm here, I feel like very pleased, and I measure the opportunity I have been here. In Marseille, you will have many places to visit. For example, the Vieux-Port, you have La Joliette, you will have Les Calanques, where you can go and admire nature. And for those who apply and will be chosen, don't really hesitate to go and visit all these beautiful places. Marseille is a beautiful city where you can hang out with your friends. Each time, like safely, you can work the security. As you can see on the slides, some pictures we took in Nice with one of our biology teachers, where after the microbiology class, we decided to take a picture to immortalize the scene. And it was very, very interesting because the teachers, the way the courses have been taught, it gives you the envy to go back home and on yourself, learn and do much better because each and every course is very interesting. As it's been said, you have a broad view in every aspect of biomedical engineering when you come to Central Mediterranean. The school is very nice, like huge, highly connected buildings, a good canteen. You have clubs, let it be football, rugby, or what you think of. So everything is put in place in Central such that students can be very comfortable and perfectly finish their masters or their engineering studies, and at the end become good professionals. And I will end up by saying, as we usually say, ici ce n'est pas Paris, la capitale, ici c'est Marseille, baby. So thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much for this presentation. And you're right, in Marseille, we say it's Marseille, baby. It's a very interesting city, and the school is also amazing regarding the buildings, the facilities, and you will find your place in this multicultural environment. So thanks again and for your presentation and the time you took to share your experience. And now we are going to hear Christelle. Christelle is going to share with you another side, another picture of this master program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christelle Malgossian. I'm a biomedical engineer. I came from Lebanon to Marseille to do my master's 2 degree at the École Centrale, and I'm happy to be here and to share my view of this master's. So basically, I used to study in the UAE. I did my A levels, IGCSEs, and then I moved to Lebanon in order to do biomedical engineering at the Holy Spirit University of Kaslik. And then I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone, and that's why I came to Marseille to do the complex systems engineering in the biomedical track, of course. And I went straight to master's 2, so I validated my master's 1 already in Lebanon. So yeah. And then the biggest gain that the École Centrale gave me was that even though I did study biomedical engineering, I did not have a full picture. I wasn't sure of what I really wanted to do yet, I guess. And for example, I published a paper in signal processing, machine learning. However, maybe it wasn't really something that I wanted to do or saw myself doing long term. So what I really liked about the system is that it really helped me broaden my interests and broaden my background. And everyone here, like all the students, will tell you that we never knew that biomedical engineering was this broad. So this is one of the biggest gains that you will have when you come to Centrale. I think the screen is off. Screen.
Yeah, sorry, something was wrong. Let's come back on the slides. Here, up. It's okay, sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah. So why did I pick mainly École Centrale Méditerranée, and why you should pick it as well? Because First of all, because of its rich syllabus, in 6 months only, we were able to use so many different softwares. And for example, MATLAB, COMSOL Multiphysics, Python, Altair Inspire, 3ds Experience, Katia, Abacus, etc. And personally, I only knew MATLAB out of these. So to be able to grasp different softwares in such a small amount of time is a really big gain for me. And as for your courses, we have a large base of courses like solid fluid biomechanics, biomaterials, the regulations associated with medical devices, modeling, different imaging modalities, optics, nanotechnologies, etc. And mainly in your master's too, you have something called filière, which is a career orientation. What it is, it's basically a 5-year training that is spread out over your semester, so they're not 5 weeks, consecutive 5 weeks. So you can pick basically some sort of specialization that you would like to learn more about, be trained in. They range from design and manufacturing, entrepreneurship, research. If you do research, you might be able to work it would be easier to be trained to work in a lab, and audit and consulting. And personally, I picked design and manufacturing, where we design different parts. And of course, you can go further and learn how to develop and manufacture certain medical devices, let's say. And beyond that, what I really like about the École Centrale Méditerranée is that it really makes education fun. It's not all seriousness. You have different seminars and conferences. For example, a few months ago, we went to a seminar. It was quite rich. It was very educational. And at the same time, we went kayaking afterwards. It also gives you a lot of training and hands-on work in order to learn how to use different devices, and you really grow your innovative side here because, for example, we're currently working on a project like the first image. You can see the oximeter design where we're trying to build an oximeter from scratch. We even 3D printed it ourselves, which is really fun, and you can learn how to use the software of the 3D printer and all of that, which is really interesting and a big gain for you. And as we already also discussed the internships, so you have 2 internships in M1, which were already covered, and a 6-month end-of-year study internship in your master's too, which starts in April all the way to September. And it's not as hard to find an internship. There are so many opportunities in Marseille and in France. And you can find your internship on LinkedIn, send emails to the companies on their website, etc. But mainly you can find a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. And finally, from my experience, thankfully, I did find an internship, which I will start in April in a company. And because of my choice in the career orientation, which was design and manufacturing, I was able to land an internship in a field that I would like to grow myself in and potentially go into the field of mechatronics engineering, of course, in the biomedical aspect. And let's say you struggle with finding an internship, the professors are always sending new opportunities. They're always present for you. So there's no need to worry about finding an internship at the end of your study. And I would like to conclude with that if you really want to create change in the world and cause an impact, this program is really for you. And I believe that you will really grow from it at the end. Thank you.
Thank you. What an interesting presentation. And if you want an impact on the world, you can do this program. And what I remind from Bodwell and yourself, so two current students in the program, is how this program is transversal with specific classes linked with the others to give you an overview of the field, and also the experience you get from internships. So it's not just studying, it's also applying directly your new knowledge on the field, on the ground, in the real world. And it's very interesting. This is not a new way, but a perfect way to learn and to apply it directly. Thank you very much, Christelle, to share your time. And I wish you all my best for the end of this second year and your final internship and finding your job just after.
Thank you.
So now you know everything about the Groupe Central, about Central Mediterranean, about the program. You have the experience of the two students who shared with you, and they will be available if you want to contact them to share with them or to ask your question. Now we are going to enter the last part of this webinar with Chiara, and Chiara will explain you everything you need to know about the program, how to apply the fees, and also the scholarships and financial aid you can get to enter this program. And then prepare your questions. We are here to answer. So Christelle, it's you to speak.
So hi everyone, I'm Chiara, and I'm the administrative and recruitment officer within this this master degree, and I'll be your referent for administrative purposes from the application till the graduation. So let me start by introducing our welcome week for international students, organized by the International Relations Office. During this week, you will have French courses, visits of the city of Marseille, welcome parties, and many other activities. Then, as Bodwell and Christelle already said, students' life in Central is filled with a lot of activities to do. There's many associations covering all the fields you may be interested in. And as you understood, Marseille is a wonderful city by the sea, and you will have maybe the chance to discover its beautiful corners. And so maybe you got it in Central. You won't get bored because there's a lot of workshops, trainings, and lab experiences that will be available to you. So let's move on to let's focus on this master's degree. If you will join our master's program, you will be awarded two diplomas. One is the National Master Degree, providing you with strong scientific skills. And on the other hand, there's the École Centrale Diploma, which will provide you with soft skills, which are at the core of Central's vision and distinguishes our school from other engineering schools in France. So the criteria to apply to this master are as for others masters in France. So the master is open to all students and young professionals from all around the world, and its strength lies in the diversity of cultural backgrounds. You can access this master in the first year if you have validated a bachelor degree, or directly in the second year, called the M2, if you have already validated an M1, so a first year of master degree, or if you have relevant professional experience. As for the application, you can write to us. There's the email at the end of the presentation. You can write us and I will provide you with all the relevant information to apply, or you can visit our website and download the application form. You have the preview of this application form on the screen. You will have to provide several documents, and the deadline for applications is June 1st, 2024. So let's have a focus on the different steps regarding the application, the registration, and your arrival in Marseille. So before June 1st, 2024, you will have to send us the application form and documents. If your application will be pre-selected, you will have an interview with a jury. After that, we will send you a letter of admission. And at the same time, for students, for non-European students, you will have to follow a parallel procedure, let's say like that, on the Campus France website, and this procedure is called Études en France procedure. And if you are a double diploma students or students that wants to come to join the master just for take some credits from a partner university, you will have to follow also another application, let's say like that, with the International Relations Office. Then in June 2024, we will send you the Tiger Scholarship notification, and you will have to confirm your participation to this master. Starting from July 2024, there's the administrative registration and the payment of the fees, or at least the first instrument of the fees, in order to confirm your participation to this master's program. Then in August, you see there's the welcome week for international students. And lastly, in September 2024, there's the start of the courses and the kickoff of the master with me, Julien, and other professors. So let's have a quick focus on the Études en France procedure that I mentioned before. Non-European students have to follow this parallel procedure of application called Études en France procedure. You will find all the information on the Campus France space for your country of residence. This procedure is entirely digital and is a very important step to take, as Campus France officers will guide you through all aspects from the enrollment up to the visa application. Because please note that the school does not intervene in this process, especially the visa process that you will have to manage on your own. My advice is to visit the Campus France website, which will provide you with info about studying and living in France. And to talk about the fees, as you can see, we have two price bases for domestic and European students and for non-European students. For students coming from partners universities and the REAM network, the students will benefit from a 50% discount based on the two price bases mentioned above. And please know that if you will be a cruise scholarship holder or a French government scholarship holder, you will be partially exempted from tuition fees, as you will have to pay 6,500 euros of fees corresponding to the École Centrale diploma, which is not eligible for the exemption. And regarding the scholarships, this master offers the Tiger Scholarship of academic excellence, which will be awarded to the outstanding students. You will have a grant, 10,000 grant per year, and we will book for you a room in a cruise residence. But please be aware of the fact that Tiger Scholarship holders are not exempted from paying tuition fees. So if you will be awarded with this scholarship, you must be prepared to cover all the expenses upon your arrival in France for the fees and for the cruise residence. Then to end, I would say that during your second year of the master, you will have the possibility to do this internship of 6 months. And if you will do this internship in France, it will be paid. And the average is 1,100 euros per month. And it depends on the field you will search the internship, you will get the internship. And also there's the possibility to stay in France looking for a job for 1 year after your graduation. And in this case, the authority issuing visas will provide you with all the relevant information at this matter. Thanks for your attention.